right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another DC Worlds Collide video. This is Mr. Squirrel, as always. Glad to have you here. So let's talk a little bit about Swamp Thing. This is a first impressions video. This is not going to be a crazy in-depth. He's not going to have the greatest equipment. He is just going to be, he is a badge 10, rank 8 Swamp Thing. So this is a this is a single dupe Swamp Thing. I am going to say that right now, he is, general impressions, he's good. And we'll talk a little bit more. Do I think you need him? No. But I will say this, if you are running a poison team, he will be mandatory. There is that. I'm just flat out, if you're running a poison team, this man is mandatory. Like, you do need this man for the poison team. The amount of poison that he is able to inflict on the enemy team is insane. On top of that, he is making your team very tanky, because he's got sturdy armor. He's got a ton of healing. Overall, I think he is very good. Do I think he is a mandatory? No. If you're running poison, yes. Not a lot of people running poison, so I don't think this is a mandatory pull for anyone. But I will say this season is much better than I am much more confident of this character than last season, just because of what he's able to do. I think he is very, so let's talk a little bit about him. His priority, his ult is essentially just, he inflicts poison on everyone, 3 stacks of poison. At rank 10, it's 4 stacks of poison. And then if there's more than 5, he heals at your team, and it's a decent amount that he's healing them. His basic is just does more damage if the enemy is poisoned based on the amount of poison they have. His bark armor, now bark armor is dope. If an enemy has at least 1 stack of poison, Swamp Thing will summon roots around from the ground that heals all allies for 10% of their maximum HP and bestows 1 stack of sturdy armor for 2 turns. And at rank 7, that goes up to 3 turns. So it's the reason you're getting him ranked up a little bit, just a little bit, is important, is because notice 3 turn cooldown, 3 turn uptime. But note, it is susceptible to being dispelled. Okay. Now, whenever he's hit, he inflicts a stack of poison on people. It's dope. Now, his passive is good. I wish it was a little bit better. His badge is also going to impact this passive. Long story short, he is just the more frostbite, poison, burn is inflicted on him, the stronger he becomes against it. Simple as that. And it can go up very high to the point where he's not taking burn, frostbite, or poison damage. So Mr. T is not actually, even if he flips all the poison, it's not going to do squat to him. He's very resistant to these things. Now, let's talk a little bit about his badge. His badge is okay. It gives him life steal. It gives him HP, defense, life steal, damage reduction. Good. It's a decent amount of damage reduction. I still think he's going to take a lot of damage. And as you rank it up, he just becomes more and more resistant to debuffs. That's what happens. He becomes more resistant to debuffs. Now, the thing is every time at rank 3, badge 30, now every 4th time Swamp Thing is inflicted with a stack of frostbite, poison, or burn, he is healed for 5% of his maximum HP and is cleansed of all debuffs. That's pretty dope, but it's very conditional. I don't think he's a mandatory badge 30. Again, I'm gonna say this. He is an off tank. His job is to off tank your team and inflict a ton of poison and heal. That's his job, and he does it very well. He's actually almost like a support. I label him almost as a support in the front line. And characters like this that are supporty frontline characters, you have them in the off tank spot. And I put the screwdriver helmet on him because I want him to stay alive as long as possible. This will keep him up for a little bit longer. I do think there are better options. The screwdriver helmet, I do kind of like the screwdriver helmet on him just because of that invulnerability. I run him very slow. And, you know, in the ideal world, I'd run a lot of block on him to make him very tanky and on like a block based setup. But again, I think block will be good. HP is good. It all works out with this character. You just want to make him as tanky as possible. I would actually probably recommend a little bit more block. Block tends to work a little bit better for main tanks and off tanks. I think like going 4 block, 2 HP for both Penguin and him, and then running a block piece plus an HP percentage piece will be the way to go for both of them, making them very tanky because you're not running any shields on the poison team. So block with HP. I think that'll be the way to go with both of them, making them very tanky, high block chances. Overall works very, very well. Now, the team setup I'm going to currently run, I don't have block pieces right now, so unfortunately this is not the most ideal setup that I'm running with him. But I'm going to run him on a block team, and we're going to do some friend battles, and we're going to kind of see how he operates in this space. Because again, I'm just going to use friend battles because there's not a lot of places I can really run him right now, just because he's going to get murked because he's not strong enough right now in other places. All right, let's go look at him in some friend battles. Okay, so we're going to run him on a block team with no other poison characters, just to show what he's going to be like in isolation and not an ideal team, and what he can actually do. Now, again, his heal is based on having a lot of poison, which like his ult is based on giving a lot of poison out, and then he wants a lot of stacks of poison on the enemy team. When there's a lot of stacks and he ults, he heals a lot. It works out well. Now, again, minus that crit. Now, note that crit really did hurt. Now he's got what's saving him right here is that ult. That's why I put the whatchamacallit on him. Wow, my team just got absolutely murked from that. Hopefully that I can actually pull this off. I doubt I will, but that's okay. It did work out last time, so we'll see. I doubt I'm going to win here. That's okay. Okay. Well, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, we're getting some heals. Maybe we can pull this off. Maybe not. You know why I know I'm not winning this? I know exactly why. Okay, he's gone. So again, this is the issue that this guy runs into. I was very nervous about them. This is a good indication that he does need a lot of block chance. He's just going to need it. You're going to need to run 4 block 2 HP on him. He is going to be, unfortunately, I really wish the damage reduction was applied, generally speaking. It's not. And as we saw, he got murked. That's going to happen. Okay. We're going to try it again. Same team, same characters. But this time I'm going with Aquaman for some invulnerability. At the same time, I just buffed up the defense. So the hope here is that the defense will help keep my team alive just a wee bit longer. That is a lot of damage. That is ouchies. Ouchies is right. Now, mind you, again, that squishiness is going to come into play. Ooh, actually, that might have just killed me. Yep, it did. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, we're back. We're going to do a little bit different team. Relatively close. This is a badge 30 Aquaman. That's brutal. Okay, we got that set up. Okay, let's see what he's going to do the first round. I'm kind of curious to see what this team can do. That hurts. Okay, that hurts too. Okay. Not bad. Okay, we got some good damage going on now. Now, mind you, again, not an ideal team because we're not running poison. I'll run a poison character after this to just kind of demonstrate what he can do with more poison-based characters. Okay, wow. See, that's the power of Deathstroke. Okay. Okay, now he just silenced him. Oh, not yet, actually. Okay, well, I forgot that I set that up a little bit differently. Okay, now he's getting that burn. Got that burn resistance. Okay, it's not too bad. Overall, I think this is okay. Okay, we're seeing work here. We're getting some stuff done. Okay, now comes in the poison. So we're getting some healing. No healing yet. Okay, now that's good. That just gave me, now mind you, he's very slow. Bark armor. Yes, very good. Okay, the parallax is up. Again, his defenses do scare me. I almost want to run him in the back line because of how nervous he makes me running in the front line. Because he's just not, you see, like, ooh, that's not too bad. That sturdy armor did come in handy. It's because the burn wasn't doing that much damage. Interesting. Okay, now, again, he needs poison because you're seeing his heals are not really proccing that much because he's not poisoning a lot. And I'm going to do the last video here, in the last fight of this video, I'm going to show him with Poison Ivy to demonstrate how much he wants to be run with a poison team. Because he really does. If you're not getting enough poison, this character is not that great. It's just the reality of the situation, y'all. I wish it was a little bit different, but he needs to be run with a lot of poison. Otherwise, he's just not doing a lot. Yeah, like he's not healing right now. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Overall, I do want to show him now with a poison character and how much that actually kind of changes him up. So let's go look at him with a poison character. Okay. So as you can see, so my team is a little bit stronger, but we're just trying to demonstrate this character out. Okay, we're going to do this, and we're going to watch him now on a poison-based team. Oh, I did this wrong. Hold on. No, I'm going to have to do this by hand. I'm just going to manually do it. Okay. Can I not? Oh, it's only auto. Oh, give me a minute. Okay, now it's set up properly with Swamp Thing going first, and then I have Poison Ivy. And I'm going to do a separate video on Poison Ivy to show kind of, she does need him, unfortunately. Not unfortunately, I'm just saying. They need each other. They're like two peas in a pod. Very important that you're running both of them together in this situation, especially when we consider how, like, so now you see that poison. Now watch, because now there's poison, he's healing. Ouchies. Now his usefulness is actually pretty much done now, because what I needed him to do was just get more poison up for Poison Ivy here, who is now actually is set up pretty well that she's pretty much just going to delete the back. Well, let's see how well she does. I'm pretty sure she's going to delete most of the back row here. I just need to get that bark armor up. Hopefully he doesn't die before the bark armor procs. Okay, now watch this. Now that is actually quite good damage. He just that's a spicy meatball. Okay. I would have liked if I can get one more. Okay, again, the point here. Do I think right now this team is perfect? Far from it. I do think it needs a little bit more. I do think also when Poison Ivy starts getting really built up, she will be very, very scary. Overall, again, this is just a demonstration of how I don't think it's mandatory to pull these characters. As you can see right here, this team is absolutely crushing me, and it's not even that coherent of a team. I do think this will change quite significantly once we start getting, and now notice I'm also avoiding Elite Arena, because in Elite Arena, it's going to be very, it's not a good indication of what's going on. So again, overall, I think he's very good. He's an enabler of a team. He's more like a support tank than he is anything else. And I'd say even less so than Aquaman. I do think Aquaman overall is better than him. However, if you are going to run a poison team, this man is mandatory. But his squishiness does scare me a little bit. I'm just going to be flat out with everyone. His squishiness scares me. Yeah, his squishiness scares me. Because you saw in the fights here, he gets murked. He can't be a main tank. He's very much an off tank. Part of me almost even wants to run him in the back. Just being very blunt and honest. But I treat him almost more like a support character, which is a little frustrating in the end. Also, you have to take note, I don't have a lot of stats on this man. He will get a lot better once he has better stats. His badge gets ranked up. He has more damage reduction. But at the same time, he's very susceptible to crits. He's very susceptible to crits. So we'll see. I think he's good. Do I think he's mandatory? No. And I think, he's a good character. If you're going to run the poison team, though, I will say this, you really should have him because he's needed on that team. That's my general consensus on what I think with this character. Again, is it a mandatory pull? No. But I will say this, if you really want to run the poison team, you're going to probably need this dude. Just straight up. Yeah. Okay, folks, I hope this helps, and I hope it helps kind of in determining whether you want to pull this character. Again, he is very much about AoE poison, and you saw in that last fight, he really, like, once we start running a lot of poison, though, he becomes very scary. So again, one of the things about these first impression videos, he is not going to be good on a team that is not running immense amounts of poisons. We don't have a lot of characters that are putting a lot of poison on teams right now. This team needs Dr. Poison and Cheshire. Once you get that, this team will be very different, and this man will be very different. So I'll do another video once the full team comes out with him, and you'll see him in a Poison Ivy video later, probably the following day. But overall, I think he's very good. Again, do I think if you're building up your other teams, do you need to build him? No. Do I think Poison's going to be great? Yes, I do. I think overall Poison will be phenomenal and very scary. But do I think the season's going to be a mandatory season to pull? No, I actually think we're probably going to see a very prominent character in the near future that you might want to save for. I would be saving your stuff. We don't know what's about to drop. But at the same time, Poison will be very broken. Just saying. Okay, hope this helps. And as always, remember, failing is just your first attempt at learning.